So, Craig, let's talk a little bit about what everybody's been talking about, where what people have been talking probably too much about over the last 2 weeks. The Jada Pinkett and Will Smith conundrum.
Yes.
That's what it is. It's not a situation. It's not an entanglement, as she calls it. This is a conundrum. So give me your thoughts where about the situation, and then I'll chime in afterwards.
Okay. I will start with this. Heartbroken. First word I'm going to use is heartbroken.
Very good word. Very good word.
Very heartbroken. I am very heartbroken that I saw a Black man walk up on stage and slap another Black man, essentially in front of the world. Mm-hmm. The Oscars is a global experience. Completely. Let's caveat for just a second, or pivot for just a second. We are fully aware that the Oscars is Hollywood money elite, up nose up in the air people, and there are some people who have real world problems, i.e., somebody in Ukraine. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about these two guys here. So, as a Black man, to see another Black man go up and slap another Black man on a global stage. The Oscars is seen around the world, if not that night live, it's the very next day, it's what everyone is talking about. Whether you like movies, whether you like Hollywood, it's just that global level event. So, bam, that day after, I don't even know what the best movie was. I don't remember who won best movie. Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm aware that Will won Best Actor, but no one is talking about his performance in King Richard. Everyone is talking about this. So, very first word is heartbroken. Second thing is, should he have done it? And unquestionably, the answer is no. No, he should not have done that. Okay. Then what should he have done? Well, come on, guys. How many shades of gray are there on the spectrum between Black and white? There are infinite shades of gray. So what should he have done? Some people say he should have walked backstage and confronted Chris then. Some people say he should have waited till after the event completely. Who knows? But he shouldn't have done that at that time. Okay. The next thing is, well, was he defending his wife's honor? Kind of. If you want to call it that, maybe. But which everyone has watched it 100 times, the second after the punchline of the joke, Will Smith was laughing. Right. Then Will looked over at his wife and saw that his wife was not happy at all. Okay. So that triggered him to do something. Last part of it that I would chime on is this. If anyone has had the opportunity to read his book, Will, which I have, in fact, I actually have it in front of me right now. I read it cover to cover, and it is a textbook example of what childhood trauma turning into a lifelong adult battle. Will Smith was very, very candid in his book in describing who Will Smith was and who Willard Carroll Smith Jr. was. Willard Carroll Smith Jr. is who Will Smith is. Will Smith is the fabricated, bigger-than-life movie star that was created and fabricated for us to see. So he greatly displayed of who he really is. And if you've read his book, has followed him on Instagram and all of this, to see who he is, not who this image is, you know why he did it, what he was trying to do. Will Smith says openly that he is a coward.
Mm-hmm.
This is his own word.
I've heard him say that, yeah.
He's like, yeah, he's I am a coward. And it stems from the day that he was a child, and he is the oldest of three, if I'm correct. The day that his mother was punched in the face by his dad, and he witnessed it, and he did not do anything and could not do anything and froze. And it literally plastered in his mind that he was a coward. And he's been working his entire life to make up for that moment and some other moments in his youth.
Mm-hmm.
Here was an opportunity. This was something, and I won't even call it an opportunity. This was a mental snap in his head. And he faced his demons at that moment. And his demons made him go up and do something that was so unfortunate, so sad, that the whole world is talking about.
Yeah. That's
my 2 cents. I could go deeper, but that's my 2 cents. What do you think?
Man, there are just so many sides to this thing. I mean, they're just so, the more I think about another side just pops up. I mean, you look at the fact that, as you said, he was laughing, right? And then he gets up after he looks at her. Now, what should we take away from that part of the whole thing? Is it that something like this has come up before, and she talked bad or insulted him about it, and this was his opportunity to show how much of a man that he really is? You know, is there this August Alsina type of situation thing that is still hovering over his head? I think it is, because he's already said that he's a traditional guy. You know, he doesn't believe in all of these having chicks on the side, having dudes on the side type of thing. He's a very traditional dude. So is it something that we don't know? And I'm sure it is within their marriage. Is there something we don't know? The other part of that is I think she's come out recently saying that she didn't really want to marry Will.
No.
She didn't really want to marry Will. So you don't think he already knows that? This is his second marriage. He doesn't want another divorce. He wants this thing to last. Again, tradition. He wants to be traditional.
He didn't want the first divorce.
Right, exactly. Right. He didn't want the first divorce. So this is, if they do part ways, it's going to probably be her parting ways, and that even adds more on top of the trauma that he's already had. He is certainly to blame for going up and slapping Chris Rock, but I don't think that we can completely avoid what may be going on within their relationship to push him over the edge. That will probably come out later.